Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, a suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about a 1970 GT Torino. Ooh, is it a nice car. I'll tell you some of my stories about Torinos as well in just a moment. Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we are going to talk about our latest muscle car acquisition, and it is a beauty. I'll tell you, a 1970 Torino GT, and I'll tell you what, it has some nice upgrades that made this car even more potent than it was when it was brand spanking new in 1970. Now you're going to want to watch this entire video from start to finish because we do a nice walk around, we do a cold start, we do all those extra things that you can see more of the details of the car. You can also click on the link in the description and it'll take you right to this car and all the pictures as well. You can also visit our website at www.ellingsonmotorcars.com, where you will find close to 100 classic and collectible cars, ranging from cars all the way back in the 1920s to the 1970s and beyond. So if you're looking for a collectible car or truck, or a restomod or something of that sort, we probably have it right here at Ellingson's in Rogers, Minnesota. But today, as I alluded to in my opening, I said 1970 Torino had its own classification in 1970. It was the muscle car era personified in 1970. Everyone was out looking for greater, more power, more interesting features. And I'll tell you what, the GT was just a tremendously sharp looking vehicle with that sports roof in the back. This has got the shaker hood on it. The GT package came with lots of extra things like the striping and the hood pins and, you know, the dual exhaust and all that kind of stuff that just makes it really special. But what really makes this car special is what's under the hood. It is a 351 Cleveland, however, it has been upgraded with the performance package to the 408, which is really interesting. They actually make an emblem where instead of said 351 or whatever, it says 408 right there, because I take a look at that engine compartment. I mean, it comes with a special cam, it comes with aluminum heads, got a 4-barrel carburetor. I mean, it is just really got some potency to this thing. I'll tell you what. And like I said, the GT was just a good looking front end on this car, just really meant business. And then to top it all, they put the Magnum 500 wheels on it with the radial tires. Another one of the biggest improvements that you could have on these old cars was the radial tires, because it just made them just handle better, made them ride smoother, just all around one of the biggest improvements in the old car world for us today driving them. 1970, you had the old bias tires pretty much. You didn't quite have the same as what we have today. Now this car also has 4-wheel disc brakes, because boy, once you get this car rolling, you want to be able to make sure that you can stop, and this one you can. But take a look, like I said, take a look at that engine compartment, just really spectacular. Now, what would be better to be hooked up behind a 351 408, Ford motor than a 5-speed Tremec manual transmission? Oh my gosh, it is just, I mean, it is serious business with this car. This was something that if you pulled up alongside this car back in the day when it probably had its 4-speed top loader in it, you were kind of going, ooh, I got to be careful about this guy. He might be pretty potent. Friend of mine, my cousin's one of his best friends, had a 70 Torino, just like the yellow with the 351 Cleveland 4-speed top loader. Man, that guy, he couldn't get beat. He was really fast. In the days when we were drag racing on the streets all the time, that was our form of entertainment that we had. But yeah, can imagine what this one would do on the streets today. It would be very awesome, to say the least, and it really sounds good. You'll have to listen to that, watch that entire video for that startup, because boy, it just has an exceptionally nice sound. The only real modifications to the interior is it does have some extra accessory gauges compared to the idiot lights or whatever, so you have a little more control over what's going on with your engine. I mean, with the bucket seats, looks like it's all been redone, beautifully done. As a matter of fact, I mean, I love the high buckets. That's kind of one of the things. It's got the matching dual painted sport mirrors on it as well. Obviously, they make sure to let you know it's a GT. It's got that little emblem right there. And of course, it says Torino on the back. The other Torino story, a friend of mine had a 302 automatic, beautiful black car, went to Minnesota dragways all the time, took a trophy every week. And the reason was he cut perfect lights. Not that it was a fast car, but they would send him down the track and he'd be halfway down before that guy was coming up behind him with the big hot rod or whatever, but he just cut perfect lights. He had a trophy every week. We just never cease to amaze us, guys, because we never were quite that good at that stuff. But yeah, it's just one of those cars that just, you know, you don't see as many. You always see lots of Chevelles and Roadrunners and whatever, but boy, to find a GT Ford Torino, it's really kind of special. Now you can find all of our vehicles on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram as well. Give us a like, leave us a comment, or subscribe. I'm sure you'll find all the information on this car, all our current inventory, and some of our cars that we've sold in the past as well. So if you got time to cruise around on the internet, maybe you'll find something in there that just, again, brings back old memories, things that you wished you could have or still are thinking that you might have. So if you're one of those guys who's really looking for one of these things, boy, I'll tell you what, this will be a gem in anyone's collection of muscle cars right here today. So if you're like me, I want to come down and take a look. Of course, we have close to 100 cool cars to look at, but if you had eyes that you wanted to look at this Torino in person, love to have you come down, get your hands on it, take a look at it, see how beautiful the paint is, nice looking wheels, and like I say, and the radial tires. It's just a really, really nice car. So you can come and visit us Monday through Friday from 10 until 5 and Saturdays 10 to 4. So if you want to come on down, we'd love to welcome you to Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers. Well, thanks for coming today, looking at another one of our latest acquisitions. Boy, we've got some nice cars in inventory right now, and we'd love to see you come on down. So thanks again for visiting, and we will see you next time at Ellingson Motorcars.